Hello everyone, welcome to the LTM podcast powered by SLIPSTREAM Autosports. My name is Daniel and once again I am joined alongside my lad Alex, and I just realised you can't see my name, but that's okay, that doesn't matter. Alex, the Italian Grand Prix, how bloody good was that, mate?
Unbelievable. It's the best thing ever. Like, no one expected that at all.
Christmas
I
came
think that's
early.
the best. It did. I woke up and every story was out. Like, not even just the Grand Prix. Every result went well in motorsport. So, yeah, crazy way to wake up on a Monday morning. But because I fell asleep at 8 o'clock. Uh,
Yeah, well, it was a
being
big
zonked out,
week. It was a massive weekend for both of us.
being zonked out for the weekend.
Of course,
Yeah,
we had
destroyed
the
me.
high-tech Super Series, but yeah, how amazing with the Marquez victory. I was happy with the McLaren 1-2 on quali. And as Bryce
Mhm.
said in the chat here, they didn't quite execute it. Their fault them only. But how bloody good for a Ferrari to win at home in front of the Italian crowd. It's such a
Again,
spectacle.
again.
Again.
They've done it again. And I don't know why, but like it really kind of bothers me when um, Ferrari win at Monza. It's just because like why can't you do it everywhere else?
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, in fairness, though, they weren't probably they. Okay, well they were on the pace all weekend. They were at the pointy end. They were probably the second fastest car, but
Yeah,
it was McLaren's to lose, and that's exactly what happened. Lap one, like I said, they started 1-2, right? Lando on pole, as we normally see, and can never execute it. And Oscar went down the outside, did a beautiful overtake on him. But and then Lando's race just went from bad to worse from that point onwards. But yeah, McLaren destroyed their chances this weekend.
once again. I yeah. Look, at least this time it wasn't their own kind of doing. It was a strategy from Ferrari that not many people saw coming and didn't expect to work. So like I don't really blame McLaren for bottling it, but it's just another opportunity that they could have won and they didn't. So
Yeah, well said.
and yeah, I don't know what's going on with Lando, man. Like I think he just needs to just take the Formula One car home and just do practice starts in the driveway. Like
He can't get off the line, can he?
well, this time he did actually. He was leading to turn one. He
Yeah.
just got slipstreamed by Oscar, and to be fair, Oscar's move was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it was
And
unbelievable.
it was the best. Yeah, because we always keep saying that Lando's starts are terrible, but this start was actually pretty decent. He just couldn't hold it into turn three.
Yeah, no.
So yeah.
But even then, though, he just had like just drama for the rest of the race. He almost did. He didn't speed in the pit lane, but he almost did though. Locking up into
Almost,
them.
yeah, almost,
He knocked a bit
yeah,
of a billboard, knocked a board down.
starts on the tires.
So yeah, he was just a bit unlucky this weekend. But the thing is though, McLaren are now only 8 points away, like we said on the Radio Italiana show, which by the way will come out tomorrow morning on Spotify. It was meant to come out
And it's
tonight.
a doozy.
I didn't quite do it, but
It is a doozy.
it is a doozy.
It's funny.
Oh mate, you guys are
You
going
could
to
tell that
laugh your head
Ivan
off.
was tired. Let's just say you could have tell that Ivan was tired. Let's just say that. I'm not going to spoil it anymore.
No, but I highly recommend checking out a YouTube, especially tomorrow
Stay
probably,
tuned.
because that's when I plan on uploading that part. But yeah, no, what it was, yeah, McLaren, had every chance to maximize their points. They didn't. I mean, still a second and a third, still good, great, especially compared to Red Bull's performance this weekend. But
Yeah.
a win was certainly on the cards. And do you reckon? Well, it's probably no question, but do you reckon Piastri should have just stayed out and did the one stop?
Well, it just depends how bad his tires were at the time.
Mm.
So look, I guess that um, you're never going to know. And I think the reason why they did a stop was because everyone else was doing a stop.
That is true, and Ferrari didn't. So they're the ones that were at risk. Michael, how you going, mate? Long time no see. Good to have you,
Michael,
in the pod tonight. I hope you're doing well, buddy. And thanks for the heart as well, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. Speaking of that,
what was on my
guys.
head?
Huh?
Did you see when I did this? Something came up on my head. I just saw it on TikTok.
No, didn't see it. But everyone probably saw it, but me. Was that
What on my head?
sometimes that?
I don't know what I did.
Well,
I don't know if it was this.
Hey!
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Whoa!
It doesn't.
All right, that's new. No, it doesn't like you.
So, Jared, how you going, mate? Nah, all good, mate. All good. It was bloody windy at Taylor Bend this weekend. It was insane. So, all good, mate.
Jared, you would have been blown away by the event.
Thanks for coming tonight, Alex. We really appreciate all your support, mate. We anyway. No, seriously though, he's not wrong. You would have been blown away. I was literally blown away in pit lane. It was crazy. Yeah, nice. You getting ready for Sandown? Yeah, sick. That's coming up soon. That is only what now? Next weekend, actually. So there you go. So that's come quick. But back to Formula One. Just a shout out to, obviously we are live for those who are watching, whether it's tomorrow or next week or next year or next decade. We do these live streams or do these podcasts as live streams. So shout out to Bryce and Lucy, Michael, Jared, and Zach, of course. You guys are all legends. But
Huh? I said 100% of the best.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
but
I'm a bit delayed apparently. So
yeah, no, all good. But let's go back to Formula One. Other talking points, because there wasn't too much racing from memory. We did see a few incidents here and there, but yeah, it was. I reckon because obviously Charles did the 1 stop, Oscar did the 2 stop, but Oscar added you on Facebook. That's when you know you've hit the top. There you go. Oh, there you go. Well, tell him about us.
Maybe Michael. Yeah, I was going to say maybe Michael could organise an interview.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, we'll do it at 3 a.m. if we have to. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll work on his time. But
yeah, whatever you want. Literally.
Well, what I'm trying to say now is though, but he could have easily, if it was maybe 2 more laps, he could have probably passed Charles. It was a big ask when he pitted for the second time to catch up to the Ferraris, and he got to be honest, Oscar did very well this race to do that. He closed in pretty well. He only finished 2.5 seconds away.
Yeah, he keeps proving that he has the race pace to win. So, like, when he's first or second, he seems to be first. But then there's races when he's third or fourth, and he stays third or fourth. He's just not quite there. And I don't know if it's just the track, potentially, that they go to, that he just likes, whether it is the car that's, making him win or lose. But, yeah, he had the pace this week to win.
Absolutely.
As Bryce has mentioned, that he gained 3 seconds on the last lap, because, he did. He was flying, but just a bit too late. So
yeah, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, he would have.
Question: Do you think the race? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you reckon the race was a bit short because they only took an hour and 15 minutes?
Yeah, well, there was no safety car though, was there?
No, but
sorry.
The lap times aren't that long. Like if you compare it to Monaco,
yeah,
where they do 78 laps, and the race lap time is not that dissimilar.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems a bit short, but oh well.
Good point. It's funny. Just a random Aussie who's mega famous. Yeah, exactly. Plus, he shows no emotion, which is even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I reckon though, if he didn't pit the second time, he could have probably held on for the win. He's definitely. Remember this time last year, we all said that Lando was better because Oscar always struggled to manage his tires better, but now it's sort of turned around. He's really like showed him. Well, Lando's pretty good, but I mean, like, Oscar's really turned that around and proved himself this year that he can be a contender maybe next year.
True. Well, I just thought about this. I was thinking about tire savers, and I'm like, do you reckon Lewis is just going to ask for this strategy next year?
Yeah, probably.
Because he's the king of tire saving. Just do a one stop and he'll be right.
Yeah, lovely.
He's the best at it. If Charlotte can do it, then he could definitely do it.
Well, we might as well go through down the results while we talk, because we'll just see how we go. By the way, guys, thanks for the likes over on TikTok. We do really appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube, whether it's live or playback, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe as well for some more motorsport content. But with that being said, let's have a quick look at the results here with Charles Leclerc winning for Ferrari. His luck has finally turned around, hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't go to crap next time out at Baku. Cue the I am stupid scene. We try not to talk about that. Oscar Piastri finishes second there. What could have been for him and the McLaren squad as Lando finishes third. Carlos Sainz finished comfortably in fourth on his own there. But Lewis Hamilton, P5, like we mentioned before, because I want to talk about Mercedes, because, they've had some big news. First off, FP1, Kimi Antonelli finally had his first appearance in the Formula One world during an event. And let's talk about that, Alex, because obviously he crashed in the first 10 minutes. However, he showed some incredible speed.
Well, yeah. I definitely think that the hype is real. What I mean by that is he's going to live up to expectations. Yeah. You got the stats on the speed he was doing. Yeah. Because he was blitzing everyone through, what was the corner again? Ascari. Absolutely blitzing. And the lap times are going well, but yeah, it was kind of interesting the way it ended. Let's be honest.
It was really underwhelming, actually.
But I think it was. But obviously 10 minutes of driving time was enough to give him a contract.
Yeah, that's true. But thing is though, he showed. I love that he actually just went for it. You know, he didn't just go. Obviously, he maybe should have gone easier than he did. But the fact that he's a young 18-year-old, he had first time in Formula One at Monza in front of a whole crowd, because of course, he's driven that car before away from the cameras. But this time, all the focus was onto him. But the fact that he was about 30k an hour faster than Max Verstappen the whole practice session is pretty impressive, considering it's his first time.
Yeah, and obviously we can't really go into detail because it is just a practice session and he only actually had 10 minutes of it. But I guess the bravery is there. He's going to take risks. He's a young, super fast kid. And look, he's going to be fine in Formula One. There's no doubt about that. But I think maybe a sense of kind of control is just going to be the time or the thing he needs. But a lot of people were saying that he looks like Ayrton Senna as a kid. And if he has that bravery that we saw in the first 10 minutes of the session for his life, then there's potential that he could follow in the footsteps. But I just worry that because these cars are so fragile, that maybe, we might see some gremlins at the start of the year. We're not expecting him to win races straight away, even though he probably is. I think obviously it's a great signing. He's one in a million kind of kid. Kind of Lewis Hamilton-esque, he's going straight to the top team, or one of the top teams. So could he potentially be fighting for a championship next year? Maybe. Who knows?
Well,
Could he be finishing 10th at a race? Who knows?
It's a nice comparison that you mentioned Lewis Hamilton, because of course, he joined McLaren in 2007. He almost won the championship on debut, which you've never, ever, rarely seen ever. I don't even know if it's happened in the history of Formula One. I could be completely wrong, but from my, brief millimeter knowledge, I don't think it's done before. But I'm very excited for next year because obviously, a bit of hype. But speaking of hype, I do reckon the hype sort of maybe got to him. He's had so much pressure put on his shoulders at such a young age. Crashes like that are bound to happen. Apparently, I think Ivan said during our broadcast or Radio Italiana show that he overheated. The rears were overheated. So when he went to which is, we've been on iRacing, we've done it before. If you overheat the tires, just a small touch and you're gone. I think
the problem with that lap is that it's so demanding on tires that when you get to the last corner, you could see as soon as he turned in, the back just stepped around. So I originally thought he was just pushing too hard because he was flying into that corner. I was like, you're gonna slow down, but no, he didn't.
He's got balls. He's got bigger balls than Max Verstappen.
18 years old.
And he only just turned 18 too. Which is insane. So
he is 18 years old and it's going to be with Mercedes.
And we didn't make a joke. We made a fact sort of thing yesterday too. Remember that about the youngest championship winner is 23 years old, which was Sebastian Vettel. So he's got some time to do that. And it could well and truly happen too. If he's got this much potential now, imagine what he will be like in the 5 years down the road. And plus the new regulations too.
Well, I was actually about to mention that. See, good minds think alike. I was about to say that his chances of winning a championship really depends on the car. Unlike the Senna comparison, the cars were not even, but relatively even compared to now, where the discrepancy is huge. It's not like he's entering F1 in a Williams and we're thinking, oh yeah, championship. If it was at Williams, none of us would be saying this.
Yeah.
But only the reason because we're saying this is because he's at Mercedes.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think for him, that is an advantage. And how it's not an advantage for is George Russell.
Yeah,
but I guess we'll cover that another day next year when he potentially is beating him.
Well, the thing is, he could well and truly be with Max Verstappen maybe going to Mercedes in 26. It could well and truly see Kimi go head-to-head with George Russell for a seat in 26. It's going to be very interesting for sure. See what happens.
I'm not sure that
you don't reckon
Russell's going to have it all to himself.
No, that's it. It's going to be interesting. We might see a Hamilton-Rosberg situation again.
Hope not.
I hope.
But we're kind of already seeing it now with McLaren.
We are seeing it with McLaren. That is right. That is actually a very, very good point. That is a very good point. But just having a quick look at the chat here. Soul Sniper, how you going, mate? Max is so bad now that Red Bull's just they're really. This is a nice transition now. Max Verstappen P6 and George Russell 7th and Sergio 8th. Red Bull just weren't anywhere this weekend. Even in practice and quali, they just weren't there. And unfortunately for them, they actually are on the cusp of losing the team's championship lead.
How weird was it to see in qualifying on the last run that he was 0.6 slower?
You don't normally see that. McLaren. It's normally the other way around.
At a power track. At a power track. I was gobsmacked. Literally gobsmacked. I could not believe my eyes. I was like... Well, I was saying last night on the radio that no one actually thought of this, but I was saying that this actually makes Sergio Perez look better.
Yeah, good point.
Because expectations now aren't podiums; they're just finishing 7th and 8th, which is where he's finishing. He's right behind Max.
Well, in saying that though, he was over 15 or so seconds away from Max. If you're
True, but
comparing
Max
them
himself was 37 seconds behind.
Yeah, that's true. But because he's Max, they can't complain.
Well, finishing a minute behind the leader for Perez is pretty normal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But not for Max.
Point.
Finished 40 seconds behind.
But we did say this could happen if Sergio stayed, but it's not necessarily Sergio's fault this time around. Yes, he finished 16th in practice 3 or something. But that Red Bull just is not good anymore. It's no longer the fastest car. They haven't won since I have already forgotten. Spain. Thank you. We had by the way, we had this whole thing
7 races ago.
Yeah, it's insane. And we've had 3 different teams win. 3 different constructors. With Mercedes, McLaren, and Ferrari.
5 different drivers.
That's unreal. And Sergio hasn't won a single one of them, which is even funnier. But yeah, Bryce, RB is now part of Formula B. Yeah, that's it. GP2 engine.
GP2.
Let's move down the grid. Alex Albon, P9, points for Williams. That's really, really good considering the abysmal weekend they had at the Dutch weekend. P10, Kevin Magnussen. Despite getting a 10-second penalty to finish in the points, not too shabby, but he will not be at Baku. He has now officially got a race ban before he leaves Formula One. We were wondering if it was going to happen, and it did.
There you go.
So
apparently Pierre Gasly is vouching for him to not get a ban.
Why?
Even though he's the one, because the contact they had was so minimal that he didn't think it deserved penalty points.
Oh, okay.
And apparently he just thinks that it's just pathetic. Now I actually haven't even seen whatever happened, but whatever happened, Magnussen got a 10-second penalty during the race, and he still finished 10th. Which is actually, hang on a second, I just realized if he didn't cop that, oh no, he would only finish 1 second. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say he almost beat Perez, but he didn't. Yeah, so he would have finished 9th. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Bryce has mentioned we have to talk about the safety car crashing.
Yeah, well, that does actually tie into something I'm about to talk about, because Fernando Alonso, P11, P12
That's
though. Logan Sargent's replacement finished 12th, while Logan Sargent in the safety car crashes.
Wasn't actually in the safety car, just, but it looked like he was.
Yeah.
Did they ever say the cause of that?
No. Well, I haven't seen any cause for it yet.
I still think it's a brake failure, because the way that car came in the corner looked like a brake failure.
Well, they're not normally silly or fast to be fast enough to go into a corner like that will cause an accident. So something would have gone wrong. Well, yeah, but
it'd still be going 220, 210.
Yeah, but something would have gone wrong, surely. Brake failure.
I reckon.
Okay. Yeah. Bryce.
And he flicks. Yeah, it looked like it straight away. He flicks the car into the corner so he can back it in, so he doesn't, hurt as bad. Yeah, now, I think Bryce is right with the first driver to get banned from the point system, penalty point system, but he's not the first driver to get banned for crashing, because that was held by Romain Grosjean.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, which is funny because he raced for Haas too. So, funny that. But I want to talk about, for real though, I want to talk about Franco Colapinto. For the first time, he did very, very well to finish just outside the points on his debut.
Yeah, and from 18th too.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. And he didn't crash the car either. That was good. It's the highest that
Saved
second car's probably
Williams a lot of
gone.
money.
It's actually the highest that car has gone all
Saved
year,
Williams.
which is funny.
Yeah,
It's
I think so.
unreal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So no, he did very well. The
But saved,
Argentinian. I think that's what he is.
you know, James Vowles would have gone through on Monday morning and just thought,
Thank
don't
God.
need to pull out a checkbook. I don't need to tell anyone to spend 13 hours fixing a car.
He doesn't have to film a video explaining something.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
those are embarrassing.
Yeah, that's true, Bryce. Nick DeVries got points for Williams on debut too. But it is going to be interesting to see how Franco does at Baku because he's never
That
been.
was so stupid.
What? Nick
Sorry, that
DeVries?
was so stupid. Nick. Yeah, but why did Williams not sign him the year after?
Who did Sargent go there instead of him?
Yes. No, he was already there.
Was
he? Yeah.
Okay. Yikes. Yeah, no, that was stupid.
Pretty sure he was already there. Was he already there?
No, he got there. He went there. Like my brain's not as good as it used to be. I'm only 24.
He replaced Kubica. No, that's
no. That you're right. Kubica was there.
Hang
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, King Latifi. He was there.
that's right.
Yeah. How can we forget the goat?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, that was a driver. I was thinking.
Because he won the 21 World Championship. Latifi did. So there you go. But no, I'm excited. I'm very intrigued to see how Franco does at Baku, and so forth. Because he is only a rookie in Formula 2, I believe. So he hasn't even been there in a Formula 2 car. So it'll be very interesting to see how he does in a Formula 1 car. But
Isn't F2 racing there as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they normally do. From memory, I wish it would tell you like if they would be with them. Anyway, don't matter. P13, Daniel Ricciardo though. He's still hunting down for a seat next year. Nothing has been said about his future yet, but he's had a decent weekend compared to Yuki Tsunoda, who unfortunately is the only DNF.
I don't think they're going to announce that until the end of the year, to be honest.
No, because do you reckon Sergio will stay there next year? Or is it too early to tell just yet?
I don't know. And the only reason I think that Ricciardo is under threat is because RB is meant to be a team to progress drivers.
Sorry, Bryce said King Smith and Lord Latifi need to do Bathurst together. The goats, no, they can't because obviously, if they team up together, they're just going to win, and it's not going to be fair on the other drivers. They don't have the expert like Jamie Whincup, for example, doesn't have the expertise that Jack Smith and Latifi has. So
I'm yawning because you're chatting rubbish. Anyway.
Zach, who am I saying? Bryce, this is the last time that Alex will be in the podcast tonight. You'll be taking his place. Do not diss my goat. All right. Next up, speaking of goats, Esteban Ocon, the man who is certainly not a goat, finished 14th position there, ahead of Pierre Gasly. Yeah, thank you. Bottas, though, is this his best result all year to finish 16th?
I hope not.
I hope not either. But I haven't seen them up there for a while, and that's saying something. It's real sad.
But he just reminds, he's just, you know what he is? He's like an everyday Aussie that just has a job and goes to work and goes home.
That makes him more Aussie than he
is. Exactly. Bro, he just goes to work, does some driving, and goes home. Yeah.
I love it.
I've never seen someone with such bad results so relaxed in my life.
He could well and truly be safe for next year then. As well, who knows? He has more chance than Joe, in my opinion, anyway. That's just a personal opinion. But did you see the guy who was a lookalike this weekend?
Yeah.
And they got to meet each other. That was funny. Now we move on to we might as well go the rest of the grid here. Nico Hulkenberg finished 17th. And then Zhou Guanyu in 18th with Lance Stroll, the last finisher. And of course, like we said, Yuki Tsunoda unfortunately didn't get to finish. We'll have a quick look at the drivers' standings. So Max Verstappen leads at the moment. The gap has shrunk. I think you said 64 points or so last night.
62.
63? Well, there you go.
62.
There we go. We're counting down. Lando Norris in P2 there, ahead of Charles Leclerc in third position. And then we got Oscar Piastri fourth with Carlos Sainz fifth. Lewis Hamilton is sixth, ahead of Sergio Perez. George Russell, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll somehow is in the 10 there. And then we move on down further. We've got Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Ricciardo. Now, they've got a 10-point difference, which could be very vital heading into the final stages of the year. Pierre Gasly in 14th with Ollie Beerman still 5th, and he could be potentially getting some more points for Baku. So that'll be very exciting to see. Kevin Magnussen in 16th, ahead of Albon and Ocon, and then Zhou Guanyu. Logan Sargent still 20th. Franco is 21st, and unfortunately, Valtteri Bottas is listed down as 22nd. Unfortunately.
I just love how Kevin Magnussen has finally caught up to Ollie Beerman, and as soon as he does, Ollie gets his seat for the next race.
Yeah, that's it. If he has a good result, he should be safe all year.
Can you imagine if he gets points again? And just Magnussen's like, can't catch this guy, and he's not even here.
It can happen. He's racing someone who can't race. That's funny. That's the greatest rivalry all year. Is when they take turns racing. Do you have the constructors with you, Alex?
I do.
All right, go for it.
I do. Red Bull are still on top, but they're hanging on by a thread, and that thread is 8 points. Followed, that's by McLaren. Third is Ferrari on 407 points, so they are 39, I think. My maths isn't great. Behind Red Bull. No, that was correct. Quite proud of myself, actually.
Good work.
Mercedes are in... that might not even be correct, but they're third. Mercedes, this is where the gap kind of begins. Fourth place is Mercedes in 292. And then a major gap to Aston Martin in fifth on 74. RB are on 34 points in sixth. Haas is now in seventh with 28 points. So that's probably the closest battle in the midfield. Alpine are on 13 points in eighth. Williams 6 points, and Sauber yet to score, and I doubt they will any points in 10th.
Yeah, I really have no hope for them.
And Oscar Bryce's stats every week is continuing. Oscar Piastri still done every lap this year.
I love it. And also, he makes a good point. Ferrari could well and truly end up second in the constructors. Because they're not too far behind Red Bull either, too. So it's going to be very interesting. We've got 8 or 9 races left now. 8, I think. With Baku, Singapore, and United States coming up. It's going to be very, very interesting, that's for sure.
Can I just ask a question? As Baku being as fast as a track as it is, could we potentially... I'm just throwing this out there. Obviously, Monza's a bit quicker, but could we potentially not even see a Red Bull in the top 10 in qualifying? Could you imagine if Max doesn't make it into Q3?
Then
just saying, that back straight is like 2 kilometers long.
Yeah, but if they can't keep up in
Red Bull
Monza,
is a slow...
Yeah, you got a good point. If they can't keep up in Monza, they certainly won't be able to keep up in Baku.
Sector 2 is going to be their best friend.
And the last street circuit we went to was Monaco, was it? Which saw Ferrari and McLaren up on top.
Yeah, but
it's a different circuit. But street circuit's a street circuit. But I just want to point out, the last time we came here, Sergio Perez won. So that's definitely not happening.
Oh, yeah. They didn't race there last year, did they?
No, they did. They raced earlier on in the year. This is the first time it's sort of gone a bit later. They raced in
Yeah.
April. So Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen was the Red Bull one too. But this year is a completely different year. It's not going to be like that for sure. And I don't think Red Bull, one of them might hold on to the points, but certainly not a podium finish in my opinion. I reckon we could potentially see maybe Piastri could win it, or Orlando, or be a McLaren of some sorts with a Ferrari behind it, and George Russell probably third.
Well, Bryce was asked, what I said could happen, but who would be 6th to 10th? I would chuck a Williams, if not both of them, in there, potentially, with the straight line speed they have. And I'd maybe put a Haas. Hello?
Ignore
Haas
that.
are pretty, phone drop.
Yep.
Haas are pretty quick. Yeah, there's a few, even Aston Martin.
That is true. They've been slowly coming back. But I like what you said about Haas, because Ollie Behrman too. He's racing, and last time we saw him race was Jeddah.
Yes, on a very similar type track, might I add.
Yeah.
So
Good
also,
point.
he's not going to be in the same car.
No. But this is a good telling point for. This is actually a really good opportunity to get some idea how he could potentially go next year. Of course, him being with Haas. So it is going to be very interesting. But I can't wait. How long do we have to wait now? We have to wait. Next weekend is when the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is. But
You butchered that.
You're very supportive. Nothing.
I am in most things. Yeah. Azerbaijan.
I said that.
Hang on. What time's the race on for us?
I'm not telling you.
Hang on. That's come up as never mind.
I would say
9:30. It's a bit earlier for us. No, that's a bit earlier. I knew there was a difference.
That's nice. That's nice of them to do that for us. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that track at Baku. Should be good.
Cool.
But well, any final thoughts, Alex, before we wrap up? Because that's pretty much it in terms of the Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, it is, and I've kind of just gone back at the standings, and besides, not standings, results. I was saying Verstappen's had a downfall.
Yeah.
In the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races that he hasn't won. He's only been on the podium twice.
Yeah, right. That's a good.
So not only have we not heard a Dutch anthem for 6 weeks, 6 races, but we haven't even seen him for 2 out of those.
Which also means
4 out of those.
We haven't seen a Red Bull there too.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is
It's crazy to think the downfall has happened so quick, because before that he won 1, 2, 3, 4, like the first 4 out of 5 races. And he won the first 7 out of 10.
That's crazy.
Right? Yeah. He won the first 7 out of 10, and since then he's won none. So that's my take of the weekend. Was I just couldn't believe how slow the Red Bull was.
Do you know what's funny?
Awesome.
Remember when the Australian Grand Prix happened and we both went nuts because Max, wasn't leading and it was crazy, and the fact that it hasn't stopped all year. It has actually been quite an exciting year for the championship, and we haven't seen that for a while, since 2021. So it's pretty cool, I must admit.
I do agree. Yeah.
Has he?
Bryce has asked a very good question. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 races, Piastri's been on the podium 4 times.
Yeah, right.
Norris has been on the podium 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the last 8, though. So, yeah, I think Norris has tipped him, just. But I haven't actually added these up. I'm just guessing based on podium appearances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good shout, though, because he's doing very, very well.
Actually, speaking of very, very well, Leclerc has been on the podium the last 3 races.
Leclerc! Yeah, he has. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Coming back.
I mean, let's be honest. The Belgian one, he got lucky with the disqualification of Russell, but we'll gloss over that. That didn't happen. It's actually just the way the season's been is topsy turvy.
Yeah.
Like, besides since Monaco, Leclerc did nothing until Belgium, which was his podium. That was fourth place.
Yeah.
But now he's getting his mojo back. I just hope to see that Ferrari can actually continue on with this, because every time they win, they just disappear. Like even Melbourne, they won. Yes, it was Max, having an engine failure, but since then they hadn't won since Monaco. Then Monaco all the way to Monza. It's just topsy turvy, and that's something that's a bit concerning for me. But Azerbaijan has been a track that they've been pretty good at. So let's see. I know I'm boring you with my stats. I'm sorry.
I'm still recovering from the weekend, actually.
Oh, me too. How many races are left? There's 1, 2, 3,
There's
4,
8,
5, 6, 7, 8. 8 races to go. Most of the tracks, I would say, are pretty similar, besides Singapore, which is my favorite race of the year. So I'm looking forward to that.
I am looking forward to that. That is going to be, of course, last year we saw quite a good race with Carlos Sainz winning. Yes.
Could you imagine? Hang on. If Red Bull were good and they had a rubbish race, how bad are they going to be this year?
Good point.
Are they even going to get out of Q3?
Very good point.
Genuinely, I'm making a point here.
That is a very good point, actually. Baku. Bryce said Baku and Singapore. Stick
around.
Baku and Singapore are actually a good time.
Stick around. I'm very interested in these next races, but also the whole season is going to be interesting from now on. I don't think Max isn't going to cruise to another championship, and he's actually on the back foot to keep it.
No, that's it. And by the way, we'll be hopefully doing watch-alongs for Baku as well.
Let's hope we don't get top road again.
That's it. It's also the Sandown 500 weekend as well, so we've got a busy weekend.
Busy weekend.
But we might as well wrap it up here. Thanks everyone who is watching as a live stream and watching as a playback. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit the like and subscribe. Follow on Spotify as well. And be sure to check out ltmotorsport.com for all your latest motorsport news across the globe, including Formula 1 and supercars and the Aussie grassroots scene. It's a fantastic place. Not to be biased, but I quite like the website. What do you reckon, Alex? You reckon it's good?
Love it.
It's fantastic. Stelio is the one who made it for us. He has literally done an incredible job putting it together. We've been meaning to thank him for a while. We just have been way too busy, but he has, we wouldn't be here without him. It's been in months of development, and he's knocked it out of the park. I was not expecting it to look that good. And it's so easy to use too, so even better. But that's it for Formula 1. Stay tuned for next week. Of course, we've got our supercar preview. Also, all the stuff from Radio Italiana as well. We'll be posting this week and next week. And then, of course,
watch
the next Grand Prix coming up. Yeah, definitely go watch, especially tomorrow. Go watch the MotoGP review.
Watch the MotoGP review. It's hilarious.
It's going to be interesting. But anyway, thanks, Alex, again, and thanks everyone who has tuned in. And we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.
Go Ferrari.
Leclerc!